Hello, darlings. How is everyone doing today? I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are doing great wherever you are today, whether it is early morning, midday, evening, or middle of the night. I am so glad you all could be here with me because we need to discuss Prince Harry's recent appearance at Jimmy Fallon. Yes, the man who used oh, man, I'm being too kind here. The man baby, the 40-year-old man baby who used to be um what is it? Who used to be at least had a little bit of respect from people, who was a popular prince back in the day, right? Who actually at one point was more popular than the queen. And now he is doing appearances on Jimmy Fallon's show, basically for him to sell tickets for his haunted house that he is hosting. He is definitely a court jester, right? I call him the clown for the elite, for the Americans. Harry is literally the dancing seal who in his deranged brain, guys, he literally acts like him behaving all silly and stupid like he did on Jimmy Fallon is going to make him endearing to the public. Like everyone's going to fall in love with him again. Like he was the silly, stupid 20-year-old with the PR kind of the palace PR managed persona. Let's call it what it was, because the Harry that we saw back in the day was a complete palace managed persona. The Harry that we see today, the angry Harry who snaps at everyone, who thinks that he should deserve everything, is the Harry that he's always been. And there is nothing cute or funny about what he did on Jimmy Fallon. He's trying to be fun, Harry. Yeah, and it doesn't work. You're 40 years old. You look stupid. You look dumb after everything that you have done to your family. You look really stupid, Harry. Look at this. We're only 3 minutes in and I'm already going off. Okay, let me relax for a second here. I wanted to say first of all, I hope we all have been sending our thoughts and prayers to those who are in the path of Hurricane Helene right now. I was watching videos and images of people that were in Florida, and there was this one gentleman who posted a video, and he was sitting in a kayak in his living room, and his entire house was flooded with water. And I was just like, and he was just so nonchalant about it. I was just like, God, if it was me, I'd be losing my mind. Well, I did have a leak once and I did lose my mind, but that extent of water was crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's been devastating. Yeah. I feel like, Mother Earth is not happy. Um, us humans have treated this earth and this planet with so much disrespect by like cutting down trees and just ruining beautiful like mountains and stuff, and just treating it like garbage. And I feel like Mother Nature sometimes just gets pissed off and is like, let me just kick y'all in the asses a couple times here. That's just the way I see it. People may think that I'm crazy for thinking about, but that's honestly the way that I think about it. I'm like, when the earth gets angry, man, it's gonna do something crazy. Like water washes everything away, and you have to start at the very beginning. Right. So I feel like, or even a fire, it burns everything down and you have to start new again. And that's just, I don't know, that's just the way I look at it. Oh, you guys agree? Really? Gators in the flooded streets too. Yeah, gators, not just gators, but like all the sewage that we would be getting backed up from the homes. It would be absolutely disgusting. Like, you cannot, like, do not ingest any of that water or anything. Inhale, Molly. Yeah, good trying to get rid of all the bad. So should we talk about this fool and how silly he looked on Jimmy Fallon? This is what he left the royal family. How do you know it's not harp? Yeah, you could that it could be that too. I mean, the weather has been getting a lot crazier every single year. I live in an area where close to my igloo where fires happen every single year. We've got issues with fires. I just feel like every year it's getting worse, and I feel like it's our actions that are pissing off the planet that yeah, it's like, you know what? You guys are being a bunch of jerks. I need to cleanse myself of you guys. I mean, you humans are ruining the planet. I don't believe in, you know what? They manipulate weather to convince you of climate change. I don't believe in climate change. Piss off. Not you, Princess Dumbarton. In general, like I don't believe in climate change because all of these rich billionaires and all of these like World Economic Forum guys like Klaus Schwab, they're flying around on massive private jets. They're still going on like their huge yachts. They're taking helicopters places. They've got big gas guzzlers. Piss off. I'm not going to like stop going on my vacation once a year because you're claiming climate change and yet you're using a private jet like it's a taxi going all around the world. Like, go away. Piss off climate change. And I want my regular straw back. I hate these paper straws when my drink is still coming in a plastic cup. The entire grocery store is full of plastic, but you won't give me a plastic bag? How is that going to change anything? Guys, I'm going off on the wrong thing here. Entire cities in the past have been submerged by water. Yeah, especially in Italy. Where was it? Venice? Venice has been like having some wild floods in Italy recently. I've never seen Italy like have floods like that. F the Tim Hortons paper straws. F all of those paper straws because when you think about it, those paper straws have more chemicals in them. And as you're drinking your drink, it gets all soggy and limp within an instant. And you're drinking that soggy, limp, disgusting, poisonous material and you're ingesting it. Yuck. Yeah. I mean, I have my own like steel straws that I but some of you forget them. I just want my regular plastic straw back, man. Glass straws are dangerously. I have these like stainless steel ones that I clean, but I've chipped my tooth on it a couple times. Let's be honest. I've chipped like when I'm not paying attention. I don't know how my teeth are very sensitive, and I literally like chipped my tooth off of it when my drinks because I love my drinks icy cold. So when anyways, let me just get into Harry and his stupid behavior. Because this guy literally left the royal family to hang out with Jimmy Fallon and show up in a haunted house. Could you imagine the Queen ever doing something like that? Do you ever like, could you imagine if, like, say, Catherine or William did something like that? I 100% bet you if Catherine and William had done something like Harry had, they would be getting dragged for being immature. They would be getting dragged, like, oh, this is what our royals spend their time doing, like getting involved in silly haunted houses. That's what the narrative would be. But with Harry, it's like, oh, look at Harry. He's going through a haunted house and it's so funny. Ha 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 ha. It's not funny. It's not cute. He's too old for this kind of behavior. You're not cute, Harry. There's nothing adorable about what he's doing. And it's just such a contrast when you look at what Prince William is doing compared to what Harry is doing. And I made that comparison earlier on my X account that I need to show you guys. Because while Prince William is doing, like, he's filming for Earthshot, he's doing things to make the world a better place, you've got Harry here acting like, being a complete fool that he is. Oh, look, his top matches Jimmy's pants. I just noticed that. And the stripes in his shirt. How adorable. Too bad he doesn't match Megan the same way. Molly, you sound like Miss Piggy. Do I? I don't know. He kept grabbing Fallon weird. Well, that's Harry, right? It's not weird. Harry loves getting handsy with the men. I know I did a video about that a while back ago about Harry and his excessive nipple grabbing with men and stuff. You guys should go check that out. I forget where it is. It's somewhere in the list, but it's there. It was during their Nigeria trip, so it'll be one of the more recent videos. Any nipple grabs? Not that I saw any this time. I feel like after I made that video with like the multiple images of him going after nip nips, then it's like he's controlled himself. He's absolutely controlled himself. But this guy, like, was, it's just such a contrast. Like, here's William, he's mature, he's not doing these silly, stupid acts. And then here's Harry showing up on a sleazy late night talk show. And this is after Jimmy Fallon. Didn't he like talk a whole lot of mess about Catherine and the whole where is Kate nonsense? And then the whole Photoshop nonsense, all of that. Oh, I'm so happy you can make it also. He probably had flashbacks thinking he was back at a Diddy freak off. He was grabbing Jimmy's hands like they were on a date. I bet you that's the most action he's ever gotten since like his wedding night. Because I don't think Megan screwed him after that. Let's be honest. Let's be completely honest here. Maybe nipples are his screensavers. Y'all are a mess. Y'all are a mess in the chat. This is why I love you guys. But yeah, so Harry showed up and he did this ridiculous skit. And do you think I'll be able to show it to you guys, or will I get dinged with a copyright? Maybe I could do it slowly and I won't get into trouble here. Let's try it from here. So basically, Harry went on to Jimmy Fallon. And you know what I found very interesting? And tell me if you guys think this is what someone who in Harry's position would do. Because remember, Harry claimed that don't risk it. It'll probably get claimed. It probably will. Yeah, it probably will. I almost feel like, guys, like Harry has been constantly complaining about his paranoia and his security, his mental state, how he's not 100% like with it, how he needs to use illegal substances to help with his mental state. And then you have Harry walking through a haunted house. Try with no sound. Yeah, I could do that. That's a good idea. I feel like this is a short video. Let me see what there is. But you feel like why he strapped a camera to himself. So they had these like little GoPros around their neck. And for a guy who's complained about cameras and bringing back memories of his mother, you would think like, what are you doing? And it just looks so tacky. So tacky. Let's see what's playing here. No, I think I have it on my X account. I just find it very gross that this is what Harry does now. He left the royal family to go and basically be a clown for the American public, to basically be the court gesture for the American public. This is what Harry is. You were a respected royal. And now you are a clown on nighttime television for people to laugh at you. How pathetic is that? I thought when you marry someone in your life, you're supposed to be elevated in your life. You're supposed to want to become a better person, but it's like Harry has completely regressed to behaving like a 12-year-old clown. And no offense to 12-year-olds. There are a lot of 12-year-olds that are very mature. But I feel like Harry just always wants to act silly. He thinks acting stupid is going to get people to love him, that they're going to find it endearing. Cue the clown music. I hope I don't get a strike for that. This is absolutely crazy to me that he's gone to New York and this is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. He's showing up to Jimmy Fallon to make an ass out of himself. And you find it funny how Meghan is never there to support him when he's acting like a complete fool. You think that Meghan would want to like support her husband, but she never does. I wonder if he got paid for it. I think he did. I think he definitely did. All of these appearances that he has been making on these panels, I think Harry has been getting paid for them. I definitely think there's been some kind of monetary compensation for him. They are hard on money. Whereas Megsy is probably crying in a pillow somewhere because of the nonstop backlash that she's been getting with all of the reports about her bullying coming out. There's a new report that's come out today that I might make a video about it later. It's Friday, so I have time. I feel like, yeah, he just, I don't know, man. Here, hold on a second. There's something I wanted to see here. It's like Taz said, he needs to pick a lane. It's all about mental health and saving kids. And now it's a silly haunted bit. And this is what I said about Meghan too, right? This is what I said in my last video, and I've said it before. Meghan needs to pick a lane and pick a struggle. You cannot be the strong global feminist leader who's a force for change, as you like to call yourself, and claim that you are so great because you have a whole bunch of awards that you bought and paid for, and now you want to pretend like you're a humanitarian, but then all the time you're acting like you're a victim. Right? It's either you're the strong female who's a global force for change, who's actually making a difference in this world, or you're the whiny bitch who doesn't get anything completed, who is always failing at all her projects, and yet she's always a victim. You married into the royal family, you received a multi-million-dollar pound wedding, you live in a multi-million-dollar home, and yet somehow, woe is you, you are a victim. Screw you, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Like, I get so annoyed at these two trying to always act like either they are victims or, hey, they're so fun and so great and so awesome. Pick a lane and pick a struggle and stick to it, please. I find it very interesting that Harry claims to be so paranoid and have all these mental issues and demands to get security and has been dragging the King's government and the UK taxpayers to pay for a stupid, frivolous lawsuit, which he is continuing. And yet he goes to a haunted house. But what was very, very interesting to me was this moment right here where a lot of people picked up on it. And Harry first, hold on a second, let me kill the sound here. Harry is going through the haunted house here, and you see they have their GoPros. He's already afraid because you can see he's holding his chest. Jimmy isn't afraid because I bet you he knows everything and what is going on. So Harry is going through this. And watch this here. I'm going to play something pops out. Harry gets scared, and his initial reaction is to throw a punch. You're in a haunted house. Why would you need to throw a punch? Why would you need to do that? And you know what it got me thinking, guys? You know what it got me completely, where it took my mind completely? It took me to the blind gossip that was posted not too long ago via blindgossip.com. This was October 26, 2020. Now, we have always heard, oh God, look at, you guys can always see everything that I've been looking at. I've been looking for that spandex item. Jesus. It's always so fun when you're on a live with Molly, isn't it? We have always heard whispers and stories about Harry being aggressive. And there was this blind item that came out back in 2020. And I've heard this before 2020. I've always heard this whisper after Harry came back from Afghanistan. Molly's shoes and undies. I know, right? I'm such a girl. I'm such a mom, and you have a pink shoe addiction. You guys can pick up so much. I am such a mom, right? That's like total single mom starter package, isn't it? Like a single mom who wants to try and start dating again. Good grief. That's so funny. My eyes are watering, you guys. My eyes are watering at how funny this is. Royally Blonde, hello, my dear. Guys, if you didn't know, Royally Blonde is back to uploading videos after a little hiatus. So go and check out their channel and their videos. And thank you, my dear. You say, this Fallon things reminds me of Ellen making fun of Meghan. Yeah, it does. Meghan in her squat and drinking out of a baby bottle. It definitely reminds me of that. You're 100%. I can't. You guys are so funny. You guys are so funny. Post-it notes needed. Royally Blonde is great. So there was this blind that came out about oh, Katie, thank you for sharing Royally Blonde's channel link. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. Honestly, I have the best mods ever, you guys. I do. I honestly have the best mods. Don't fret, Molly, you're among friends. Oh, I'm okay. So let's get back to this. So Blind Gossip had written this blind where it says, this blind item involves a famous guy from a prominent family. He's been in the news a lot lately. We have a story to tell you that may impact what you think of him. Years ago, when he was in the military, he used to go off base with his buddies when they had a night off. And if you remember, Harry confirmed that in Spare. Harry had mentioned that he would get a heads up before there would be mandatory tests for illegal substances, and he would be taken off base. Thank you, Nix W, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you, my dear. And so that tells you right there, when you go back to read this, you know what's going on. And then it says, although they regularly drank to excess, and we've seen that with Harry, right? We've seen how he used to stumble out of clubs and try and fight the paparazzi back then in the UK. It was not his alcohol consumption that caused the local police to intervene in his bad behavior. You see, our local boy used to hire local workers to service his needs, his carnal needs. Those sessions inevitably got rough. Oh, okay. And I'm obviously, you see, I'm looking at Monster Jam tickets again for my little one. You guys can tell everything that I'm doing. I need some kind of ad blocker on this. Someone was quoted saying, oh dear. Someone was quoted saying, he was very physically rough, so rough that it frightened S workers that they had to call the police. Granted, these S workers and traditionally not the most reliable witnesses, but this happened multiple times and their stories were very consistent. What stories did they tell? They all described him being drunk and how his conduct always turned violent. Oh, trigger warning, guys. My apologies. I should have given you guys a little trigger warning just in case if you don't want to hear this, but I don't think, just in case. Um, what stories did they tell? They all described him being drunk and how his conduct would always turn violent. Punching, slapping, choking, hair pulling. It was violent enough that the girls thought that he would permanently hurt them. They were genuinely frightened of him. How did the police handle it? Normally, when something like this happens off base, the offender would be arrested, and then the police and the military would determine whose jurisdiction it fell under. Then the case would work its way through either the civilian judicial system or the military judicial system. Okay, so this is basically like, I'm sure you guys aren't the first ones to hear this. We've all heard whispers about this about Harry. Let's keep it 100. We've always heard stories about this. And with what he wrote in Spare, he basically confirmed it. Is that what happened here? No, because of his family, none of that ever happened. The girls would be treated for their injuries and he would get sent back to base. No arrests, no attorneys, nothing. He was strictly off limits and neither judicial system would pursue the case. How often did this happen? Because he was never really punished, he got away with it multiple times. At first, every girl wanted to service him because of who he was, but eventually word got around that he would hurt you. It's a small community of S workers around the base, and after this happened a few times, none of the girls would take his business, so it stopped. And then it says, remember when he used to be the fun, partying, likable member of his family? Those days are long gone. He is now a husband and a father and is seriously consumed with making money by getting involved in a variety of business deals. Since he is so busy, perhaps his wife could take the time to write some uplifting notes to the girls he beat up. Maybe she can send it to them on bananas. What do you think of that? Maybe she could definitely send over some uplifting messages scrawled on bananas with, oh dear, with a Jiffy marker. Oh God, what an idiot, seriously. I cannot deal. But let me show you guys this because this has been hitting like the streets like crazy. Moly. I know. I'm terrible, huh? You guys are so sweet. I love you guys here. But I don't know if you guys all saw this, but there was a video that's been going around last night. And I just want you guys to see this because Jaguar Wright, who's been pretty vocal about all of this Diddy nonsense, and she's been talking about it for a very long time. And the fact that she has never been sued says a lot to me. It absolutely says a lot to me. And listen to this. This was released last night.
I think what would shock people are the politicians and the royals that were on that tape. And I'm still trying to figure out when Harry and Meghan are going to be honest about their freak off tape.
Woo!
I don't think anybody really wants to talk about the fact that the royal family had many times at Diddy party, especially that weirdo uncle. I think what would shock people.
Now that got me thinking. Should I play it one more time for you guys can understand it? So you guys can see it just for those who are coming in right now. Let me play it one more time for y'all and then we'll talk about it. Because I pulled up old pictures of, and I posted this before, but we'll talk about it again for those who missed it, of Princess Eugenie on a Diddy yacht with Sarah Ferguson. And we all know Sarah Ferguson is the worst judge of character, just like Andrew, two degenerates who like to hang out with degenerates and take their children around degenerates. So I wouldn't be surprised if who Jaguar is referring to as the royals caught on Diddy tapes were probably Prince Andrew, Sarah, or God forbid, the two girls, Beatrice and Eugenie. it almost makes me feel sorry for them because it makes you realize like they must have seen some pretty messed up things. Let me play this for you guys again.
I think what would shock people are the politicians, and the royals that were on that tape. And I'm still trying to figure out when Harry and Meghan are going to be honest about their freak off tape. I don't think anybody really wants to talk about the fact that the royal family had many times at Diddy party, especially that weirdo uncle.
Now, why I bring this up after I saw that is because I'll show you guys the photo here because I posted it before. Right here, 2006. This is Diddy's yacht with Sarah and Eugenie. And Eugenie, like, her face is like, get me the hell out of here. I don't want to be here. Very creepy. Very creepy. Then this photo is still available on Getty Images. And this is them getting onto the yacht with all the other individuals. I can only imagine the things that Beatrice or Eugenie have seen. And this was when Kim was still alive, back on the same yacht. Scott Storch. Which then brought me to bring up this video, this photo. If you guys know of Peter Nygaard, the prolific Canadian designer and also absolute deviant. And the thing that maybe some people may think that I'm looking too into it, and yes, this is Princess Chantal of Greece, and yeah. The thing that really got me about this image, and maybe I'm just looking too into it, but this is just my intuition. Like, everyone has smiles on their face except for Eugenie again. And then you see Peter's hand on like Beatrice's shoulder. Where's his hand here? And her body language seems very stiff, whereas everyone else is very like relaxed. Maybe I'm looking too much into this, but as a parent, I'm just like, when I look at this photo, that's the vibes that I get from the children. And maybe you guys can tell me in the comments below, or even those who are watching this video later, like, am I reading too much into this photo? This is just how I see it. And I feel like poor little Eugenie has maybe seen a lot of things that maybe she shouldn't have. It makes me feel bad for them in a way because of like their parents. What kind of mother would put their young children in the vicinity of a pervert, a convicted criminal, an absolute degenerate? It's so gross. It's so gross to me. And then, of course, you had like Harvey Weinstein and Ghislaine and all of them at their birthday party. What an absolute horrific judge of character. I would never want a mother like that. Could you imagine? That would all be the ultimate betrayal for a daughter, right? If your mother puts you in that kind of situation. It is concerning all the pervs related to the British royal family, especially Andrew. And the thing is that I don't want to just be coming down on the British royal family. It is other royals, but for some odd reason, the spotlight is always on the British royal family. Like, there is that that prince from, I think it's the Netherlands, who just got into trouble for putting hands on his girlfriend, and he has a snort Coca-Cola issue. I feel like there are definitely degenerates in other royal families, but the British royal family is the one that is getting picked on because they're the most well-known. That's why they are constantly being thrown under the bus or the spotlight. Yeah, the Prince of Norway. Thank you, my dear. Yeah, thanks, guys. Norway. Hey, if you're Fame Vixen, I thought Fame Vixen had 2 grown-up children. Yeah, I know. Christopher Boozy told everyone I'm Fame Vixen, but yeah, sadly, I'm not Fame Vixen. I don't have a bench warrant out for my arrest. I'm not a criminal. I don't have a bankruptcy issues. I know. Christopher Boozy just said that to make himself feel better, but yeah, it's funny. It's all good. It's all good. But definitely other royal families have deviants in their family. Like, let's be honest. He may be adorable, but King Frederick, who was caught recently gallivanting around town with a blondie, screwing around on Princess Mary. I love Princess Mary, and if I ever saw Prince Frederick, I would probably grab him by the collar and be like, "You idiot. Pew, pew, pew." Like a couple smack, smack, smack. "What are you doing, you fool?" And shake him back and forth a couple times. But that's just me. That's just how I would handle it, because I'm a huge Queen Mary fan. I love Queen Mary. I love her story. I love that she did so much. Like, it's just like Catherine. They have the same story, right? Queen Mary. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Queen Mary. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I definitely like there's a lot of things going on within the royal family, but for some odd reason, the spotlight is on the British royal family, and Harry doing stupid stunts like this, like going on Jimmy Fallon, doesn't make it any better. He makes himself look so stupid. He makes himself look so low class and gutter. It makes the British royal family look so low class. You have a prince who is still in line within the line of succession, being the court gesture for the American public, the clown for the American public. It is absolutely crazy. Yeah, Jag has lost a lot of pages. Sorry, guys. I'm always multitasking and doing things while doing lives. I'm not making soup this time, but I am boiling some corn for my little one. I'm always doing something. Sorry, friends. I swear I'll get to a point where when I'm doing a live, I'll just sit my rear down and won't make any noise, won't cook anything in the background. Oh, I wanted soup. No, I made him some corn, and my trick is that when it's not sweet enough, I add some honey to the water. Some honey and then some salt for the saltiness. So he likes it when I make it like that. And since it's still cold and like blistery outside, I was like, might as well get some ready for him when he gets home from after school when I grab him. MeghansMole, the Norwegian guy, is not a prince. His mother married into the family. His father is a drug addict and a criminal. Well, it does make sense, just like how he is. Unless you have evidence, I'm not interested. What are you talking about? Evidence of Harry smacking around people? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, Harry literally said it in his own words in his book Spare that he had ghost written, but he did read the words in the audio book where he said that he would punch and smack his own bodyguards and royal protection officers, knowing that they couldn't lay a hand on him. They're not Molly. A mother has to constantly multitask. You guys are so awesome. Yeah, if you want your corn to be a little bit sweet and salty, add like your salt to make the water salty to your taste, and add honey so then you get both. It actually works really well. Try that. Yeah, I feel like Harry literally confessed in his book that he is abusive to people. When you say that you will smack and hit your bodyguards knowing that they can't touch you back, then you got issues. Where's the video that I posted about Taylor Hawkins talking about how he was smacked by Prince Harry? Let me pull up this video. Hold on a second. I've pulled it up because this like you want to come here and like ask me questions and try and make it seem like I've got no evidence. Let me show you the evidence here, dear. Here we go.
Are you hanging with Prince Harry? What is that like?
We have hung out with him before.
Really? And what do you guys do?
Taylor in the face one time. How hard was that smack in the face?
Pissed me off, actually.
Why, you didn't bow to him or something? What happened?
No,
you didn't bow?
we literally were doing something similar to this, but not similar to this. We were playing somewhere in England, and we had just flown over, and like literally had like 2 hours sleep, and we were doing a show in some ambassador's backyard or something. And he walked in, Harry, and a bunch of his people around him, and he goes, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "I can't wake up. So tired. I gotta play. I can't wake up." He just goes, "Bam."
What the?
And I went, "You mother." And then it's like two guys are like right there, and he's like, "You awake now?" or something like that. I'm like, "Yeah."
See, now that is a jerk. He is protected, so he goes around smacking people. He thinks he's allowed to do that. You know, at some age, you would realize, okay, maybe I shouldn't be putting hands on people. But because he's always been protected, when he's always had someone to protect him from getting a blowback, then he's never learned. If you grow up royal, you learn very quickly that you can have whatever you want without accountability. It would be a miracle to grow up and be a decent person. Well, look at William. Look at Prince William. What about Prince Edward? What about Princess Anne? There's also Zara Tyndall. There are many individuals that are within the royal family that know how to conduct themselves. William also lost his mother that day. William was older, so he knew more about Diana. He had more memories because Diana would put like her issues and share her adult problems with William, which she shouldn't have. So you would think that William, considering everything that his mother told him, and even going as far as presenting him with a cake with an image of her breasts on it, you would think that William would be the screwed up one, but he's not. William has shown the entire world that you can lose a parent and you can still be a good human being no matter what. You don't let the tragedy define you like it has defined Harry. Harry acts like his mother's tragedy is what has, it's his entire life. He's constantly talking about it. He's constantly leeching off of his mother's death. I am sick of hearing about Princess Diana. I'm not trying to be offensive, but I don't want to hear about her anymore. I don't want to hear Harry reference her anymore because of what he's done to her memory. He has destroyed her entire memory. He has desecrated her legacy and everything that she did. I mean, he literally let us know during his stupid court case that Diana was the one who was having affairs. Let's not forget that. And now Harry is doing what? He's making appearances on Jimmy Fallon, going through a haunted house, screaming and cursing, and just acting like a loser. Because what? Because that is who Harry is. What about Casey being good friends with the owner of Soho House? You know what? I'm gonna put a little star next to that. Hold on, let me grab my little notepad here. Because I know that I'm supposed to have like a conversation with NT sometime next week. We're gonna record something. So I will actually ask him about that. Because he would know more about it than I do. So Casey and Ron Burkle, right? I don't know if you guys know that a while back ago, I think it was like somewhere in the 400 episodes. If any of you guys follow NT on Patreon, he had uploaded an episode about the Soho House, Murders. You know, I can't say the word, but you guys get what I'm spelling out. And it's a very, very interesting episode. I don't know if he has it up on his YouTube channel, but check there. But he also has it. Maybe I can convince him to share it to his YouTube. But it's very interesting. If you guys don't know, he's got his YouTube channel name is Crazy Days and Nights. But it's called, the episode is Ron Burkle and the Soho House Murders. Yeah. Yeah. Casey was also friends with that. Yeah. Very interesting how, anyways. Did you guys get rid of Mole? Unless you raise a perfect child, stop judging. Who's judging? And yes, my child is perfect. Definitely perfect. He's got manners. He makes his bed in the morning. He knows his routine. He knows how to brush his teeth. He says please and thank you. I think he's pretty perfect. I mean, perfect considering to these days standards. But thanks for bringing my little one into this. I think he's pretty awesome. Thanks. Guys, it's all good. These sugars that come in here think they can rattle me, and they really can't. Like I've told you guys, I think I've got a hide as thick as a rhino. This stuff doesn't bother me. Did Molly step away? I've got no sound. No, it should be okay. I'm here. But I'll ask about Casey and Ron Burkle. If you guys have any more questions, just leave them like in the comment section below. And then I will definitely like make a list, and then I'll ask them next time we record a spot. Your child does sound perfect. Trust me, the little one can be a gremlin these days, okay? I was telling my mom, okay, let me just this segue here for a second. I was telling my mom that he's now doing this thing to try and make me feel guilty, where like if I tell him like, you need to do this, please, you need to do this, and then if I have to be like, okay, if you don't listen, you need to go sit in the corner, or like you need to go to your room so that you learn. And then he looks at me and he goes, Mom, you are making my heart so sad. My heart is so sad. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't. He's like, Mommy, you're making my heart so sad. Don't you want my heart to be happy? I'm like, yes, but don't you want my heart to be happy when I ask you something like once to please do it? Putting questions, then typing it in caps. Yeah, do that too, please. Yeah, I mean, he knows how to manipulate me already, and this little ninja is only like the same age as Archofficial. It's ridiculous. He's like, you've made my heart so sad. And then to really pull at the heartstrings, just to really add a cherry on top, he'll go, can you please give my heart a kiss to make it better? These are children. This is what a usual toddler, 4, 5, 6-year-old, that's how they act. They manipulate the parents. And if Meghan and Harry steal my story and start talking about Archie wanting to kiss their heart, I'm going to come after you and file a lawsuit against you guys. So don't steal my story. Do you understand? He sounds like a sweetie. He's a handful. I'm very lucky. Yeah. Hey, Molly, I love the fact that you come with bunches of receipts for the doubters. I always do. This is why I love doing lives, is because I can just show things that I want right away. But yeah, I thought, what a little wiener, huh? But yeah, I just think that Harry, let's get back to Harry here. I feel like he has gone on this week-long jaunt in the States, and just he's been making an ass out of himself. But were you able to squat in high heels when you were 8 months pregnant? Look, man, I stopped wearing heels like after, what was it? Before the 6th month. Before the 6th month. It was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, we can joke around. Guys, look, the sugars are triggered. Are they triggered over my little one's story that I shared with you guys? Oh, is it because Meghan and Harry don't have real stories like I do? And Molly's making it up for all. I'm not even shopping, I'm just browsing. Link to the NT episode is when we do it, because we're going to record the episode in the next week. I'll let you guys know. I'll definitely post it. What we do is that we record it and he shares it on his Patreon. And then I'm lucky enough that he's kind enough to share it with me so I can share it with you guys on YouTube and you guys can hear it also. But yeah, if you guys have a question for our recording that we're going to do, just write the question and like put in caps like a Q and then put your question beside it and then I'll see it and then I'll ask it and then hopefully you guys will get your answers question. I'll get through as many as I can within the hour. Show the video of your belly, Molly. Okay. Let me find it first of all. Let me find it. Hold on a second. That was crazy. Some people got grossed out by it. I don't know. It might gross out some people in the chat here. Last time I showed it, some folks were not impressed. I got some angry messages. Ew, that's disgusting. Don't ever show anything like that again. It's so gross. I was like, oh, okay. Whoops. Here, I found it. Okay. Ready? You guys want to see it? Paula asked me to show this. So here we go. Let's show this. Yeah, this was a real bump. Yeah, this was crazy. This was when it was close to the end. And my little, oh no, what did I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what I did here. And ew, where did my video go? Look. I think someone didn't want me to show my video because they were going to get jealous. Sorry, guys. Here. Pull the sound. But yeah, so like this was like close to the end. And like you could see my little one kicking in there. And if Meghan Markle was actually knocked up, she would have videos like this. She would be showing, like you can literally see it. She would be showing videos like this. This is a real pregnant lady. Most people that love you would not say that. I know. It looks like twins. It wasn't. I was just very round. I was just very, look at that. That was crazy. You know what? I thought the kicking was so weird to me because it felt like a little alien running around in there. Yeah, it was wild. And look, if Meghan Markle had these videos, if she was actually pregnant, she would be sharing these sorts of videos. She would be showing it. How much did your little one weigh? He was 8 pounds, actually. 8 pounds. What are we looking at? My pregnant belly back in the day when I was knocked up with my little one. When he was moving around, and we're discussing if Meghan Markle was pregnant, there would be videos of her like this. But there are none. Look, I was just like, move. He's just like, leave me alone. Yeah. Anyways. But that was, yeah, 8 pounds, 8 ounces. The thing is that my little one was 8 pounds, but then he dropped 2 pounds because I wasn't producing enough milk and he had my same milk allergy. So we had to get him special formula. And by the time I figured that out, it was like more than a week and a half and his weight kept dropping. So yeah, like if you were a parent like Meghan and Harry were, they would have these kinds of stories. They would know, like they would share these kinds of details. But the fact that they have never mentioned anything, the fact that Meghan Markle never even merched baby cream, the fact that Harry claimed, oh, my children are my screen lock photo. What are yours? But he never showed anyone. Yeah, okay. What kids? Liars. And now Harry is off in New York making an ass out of himself, being the jackass that he is, showing up on Jimmy Fallon, nearly knocking out an individual who is just in a haunted house scene. What a loser. What a downfall. He went from being a respected royal member to now the clown for the Americans. He is now a pathetic entertainer, a wannabe influencer for the American public. People are sitting back and laughing at him. People are sitting back and laughing at what a downfall he has faced. And what, for a raggedy trollop named Meghan Markle? Good job, Harry. You married a real one there. But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to end off on this one. There was a blind that I don't know if you guys caught earlier. But Enti shared it. And if there's anyone in the Santa Monica, LA area, in like the whole, like if you're in California in the LA area, just so you know, my friends, Enti put up a post on X saying, if anyone wanted to ask Omid Scobie a few questions, you know, just for kicks, I happen to know he will be at Chevalier Books in LA on October 4th at 6 p.m. I'm sure he would be happy to take your Meghan Markle and Prince Harry questions. Y'all, if I was in the area at that time, I would definitely show up. You know what? I have time. Maybe I'll throw on a wig and I'll pop in there, huh? What do you guys think? Maybe I'll throw on a wig, change my makeup around a bit, and, you know, pop in there and check out Scooby-Doo. And I don't know. Maybe I'll post a photo of his old face and his new face and ask people which one is better. Or maybe I'll ask him if him and Meghan get a 2-for-1 discount on eyebrows. Should I wear a moon bump? I should. Yeah, that would be hilarious. I should wear a moon bump and put it all the way up near my ribs, all the way high up. And then maybe later on, as I'm leaving, I'll undo it so that it snaps down and it falls down. That would be hilarious. Let's see. Maybe I'll show up there. Who knows? That would be very fun. Yeah, I'll have a slipping moon bump moment. Go into labor and pull out a doll from between the legs. Or I'd be like, it's happening. And a doll comes out. You guys, we're so messy. Well, now if I go, I'm obviously not going to wear a moon bump or anything because they're going to be looking for a lady with a moon bump and squat in front. Oh my God, you guys, my eyes are watering. You know what I'll do? I'll strap a doll into a baby carrier and I'll have them hanging halfway. No, I'll strap them upside down in a baby carrier. And I'll walk into a bookstore with a baby carrier strapped upside down. Oh dear, my makeup is running and makeup is expensive these days. Oh, I gotta fan my face. Oh my Lord. You know, I could come up with so many ideas with this. I could just play. That would be so hilarious. I got to think up of something, okay? And I'm not going to share it with anyone because I don't want anyone to know if I'm going to show up there or not. Maybe I'll show up with a moon bump strapped and a baby carrier with an upside down baby. Oh my God, my eyes are watering here. But yeah, we should leave it there on that note. Molly, you should go to the Immaculate Heart 30th anniversary class of 1995. That would be interesting, huh? Should I dress up like Meghan and go there? Oh goodness. Now, I bet you guys the sugars that are in the chat that are listening to this are going to have a field day. I bet you this is going to start trending on Twitter. MeghansMole is going to show up at the bookstore. Keep your eyes out for MeghansMole. She's going to be there. You guys don't know where I'll pop up. You have no idea. And you can't call me a stalker because it's a public area. But yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. This is going to be very fun, but I'll let you guys know afterwards what happened. I'm not going to tell anyone anything. Anyways, my friends, if we all show up, who can tell who Molly is? Yes, that's a good idea. What if we all get together, and what if like 3 or 4 of us show up at the bookstore all wearing moon bumps, all wearing a purple dress and a red jacket and red heels, all carrying upside down dolls in a baby carrier? That would be hilarious. That would be so funny. We should all do that. Oh my goodness. I'm having way too much fun with this, and I'm going to get the hell off of here before I get into trouble. Anyways, guys, and wear red horns on top of your wig. You know, I do have those like Halloween red horns, you know, the ones with the little switch in the middle so that they light up. I do have one of those. Shoulders out. Yeah. Shoulders out, halter dress, low back, cut out back and everything. Just dress up like a real hussy in red. Anyways, you guys, thanks for so much for showing up here. We always have so much fun. Oh, I didn't know that I had some super chats. Tegan Cousin says, what about KC being good friends? Oh, I read that already. See, I'm having way too much fun. I'm not even... Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for spending this last hour with me. Like, it didn't even feel like an hour, and we had so many laughs here. I'm going to go fix my makeup because my mascara is running down my face. Thanks, guys, for being here. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.